Hello YouTube. It's 1:19 p.m. It's Friday, October 29th, 2021. So yeah, doing that journey by walking and bus. Almost to the mental health clinic, and over an hour it took. Feeling nauseous, but I got myself some Del Taco, so that should help a little bit. Driving it takes 10 to 15 minutes. It took over an hour. My time clearly no longer has any value whatsoever. Hey, at least that Del Taco keeps their lobby open, so there's that. And that's something happened last night after work I didn't get to mention. So there's a super hungry. The bar was so busy I wasn't able to get anything to eat, and fortunately I was able to grab a couple of before I got on my first bus. I was able to grab a couple of the Roller Grill little burritos from QT. Otherwise, I don't even think I'd have made it through the shift. But I wasn't able to get any food while I was at Bullock's, which sucks because that's kind of part of my pay. But I get it. It's too busy. It's too busy. The staff was too busy to deal with getting me food. I was too busy to get anywhere near the staff to ask for the food. It actually used to be one of the things that Priscilla was worthwhile helping me with. She used to always go to my shows, and she would make sure that I ate. She doesn't do that anymore. Actually, she doesn't really do much for me anymore. Anyway, so I was mentioning before I cut the last video short, how my friend whose solution to everything is to pray, which, I guess that's easy when you still got solid prayer support in your life, and it, it's easy to say love the one you're with when you're with a good woman, right? It's easy to say everything will be okay when you're driving a nice, fairly new sports car. It's easy to say, hey, just take care of yourself. You'll be out, be all right at home when you got a nice place in Old Town Scottsdale and you got rental property down in Chandler. But when your home is such a dirty hellhole, and you're with somebody that makes you fucking miserable because they're so nasty and dirty, and you're walking everywhere, it's a different reality. Nobody's offered to give up their vehicle to me for a week and ride the bus for a week and give me a little bit of sanity and try to understand what my situation is. And who would do that, right? I wouldn't do that for anybody. So it's not that I expect that, but until somebody actually does something along those lines for me, they'll never understand the pain that I'm going through right now. And I was trying to explain to him that, the biggest issue I have is what I really need is a vehicle. God, it'd be a lifesaver if somebody was to just rent me a vehicle for a week, because I don't have the means to do that right now. Or if somebody was to, buy a vehicle that could be flipped at a quick profit, buy it, let me drive it until my Saturn is fixed, and then flip it and make profit. But nobody's going out on those kinds of limbs for me. My situation at home is god awful, and my escape from it for quite some time has been my vehicle. So now that I don't have that escape, the best escape I have is standing in front of places like this where I can get a little bit of shade and talk to myself. That's the best escape I got right now. Anyway, I'm gonna go in the clinic and try and. Oh, anyway, I was finally trying to explain to him that just how bad my situation was and how much that revolved around the fact that it's like, well, I have no means to help you with a car. I'm like, well, what I really need is a comfortable home, but my car is my escape from my home. So, and he at least acknowledged that before Priscilla moved in with me, which, by the way, was only supposed to be for a couple of weeks. I don't even know how many fucking years it's been. Long enough for me to not have any feelings left that are positive. But yeah, but he did comment that he had gone to her place to try to help her clean, and was kind of appalled at just how disgustingly messy it was. And he's like, I didn't really know you before her, so I don't know, he goes, I know you're pretty cluttered person, so I don't know really how you were. And it's like, well, before her, my bathrooms and my kitchen were clean. Clutter on my desk, clutter on my shelves. That's another thing that kind of goes in waves. But the floor was clean, the counter was clean, the bathroom was clean. I don't have those things anymore. And god damn it, I always keep the inside of my vehicle clean. Anyway, yeah, I'm going in to see if I try to reschedule my therapist, and I don't know. This place is never much any help anymore. I mean, the kind of help I need. I mean, there's programs, but for somebody who's just at the end of the rope as I am, the process to get the assistance is it's not navigatable. There's no real help available. I mean, everybody says they're going to help, but everybody's busy with their own lives. Nobody's able to be by my side and kind of walk me through all these challenges that have become insurmountable for me. Just nobody's there for me like that, See all these adults on social media that are like, yeah, it's rough, man, I'm living with my parents. How lucky you are to have that option. How lucky you are. I'm living with someone who won't even clean up after the mess she makes when she cooks. It's fucking hell. So, for those of you who don't follow me on Snapchat, I post pretty regular stuff on stories on Snapchat. AZDandan, AZDANDAN on Snapchat. I just posted one thing that really frustrates me with riding public transit is all the smokers. It's illegal to smoke at a bus stop, but nobody cares. Everybody's always smoking at bus stops, and it's just disgusting. I hate it. And I can't even count how many times a day just randos on public transit are like, hey, you gotta smoke? You gotta smoke? Dude, if you have to ask somebody for a smoke, you can't afford to smoke. Fuck off with that shit. It's so gross. And anyway, and let's not forget, the girlfriend's still a smoker. She said she was going to quit when I met her over a decade ago. That was a lie. A lie, just like when she said she was only going to live at my place for a couple of weeks. Now it's been years. That was a lie. It's all lies. Everything's just all fucking lies. Anyway, so I took a picture of this girl smoking at the smoking at the bus stop, and captioned it something snarky about, smokers don't care that it's against the law to smoke at bus stops. And she sat not far from me on the bus, and as she was getting off the bus, I couldn't help but notice that she was fairly attractive, had a hell of a fit body, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I was banging that chick, I could totally overlook the fact that she smokes. And on that note, I can't overlook the fact that Priscilla smokes anymore.